All right. How are you doing out there? Good, I hope. Sean here, your host with the most apps, the most bookmarks, and the most most everything. I mean, not everything, but when it comes to personality and character, yeah, I always hear that I'm too much. You ever get told that? Too much. And it's always been that way, really. I'm always too much for people. But, well, I mean, not always, of course. I like to not be sad in life by believing that it just takes people with good taste, right? That's basically how I get by, and it can be pretty hard too. Another way that I get by is by boasting rambunctiously ego. And in this way, it keeps me humble by being totally obnoxiously egotistical. But you see, because that's the thing, is that it's really, I sacrifice my ego by bolstering my ego, which would only, of course, lead to being attacked at the ego level, right? Naturally. So, by bolstering your ego, you get attacked at the ego level, which keeps you humble and strong. And, it's also a good thing to remember that it's only at the level of the ego that our egos are ever bothered by another person's ego. Duh. Right? We tend to forget that, of course, in our daily life, and we just go, oh, and we point, we blame. But this is going to be a very, very powerful show right here, right now, this episode, because this is about blame and the blame game, which is a huge factor in everything. Everything. I like to say all of reality, after all. Well, no, we'll get there sooner rather than later, but for right now, I should let you know. This show is explicit. If you are under the age of 18, please get the fuck on out of here. Thank you. This message is brought to you by Kapuhuna. Kapuhuna, 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 Kapuhuna. Kapuhuna. Kapu comes from an ancient Hawaiian word that meant, well, nowadays it's just taken to mean forbidden, but actually what it referred to was the spiritual karmic law, not just karma, but holiness and divinity. The laws of the spirit realm that were prior mankind. So, yeah, that's what kapu means. I bet you a lot of Hawaiians don't even know that. But, well, I'm from Hawaii, but I wouldn't say that I'm technically the bloodline of the Hawaiians. Even though I've got a couple generations of my family that have lived there. The ancient Hawaiians that lived there before Captain Cook came and lived with the kahunas. And kahuna does not mean chief. Everybody thinks that. No, a kahuna was the shaman or the priest or the keeper of the secret, which is what huna means. Secret. So the kahuna kept the secret. What was the secret? The secret was told to everybody, like we always do in all of humanity. We always tell exactly the spiritual everything, but nobody listens. That's all the reason is. The only reason anybody ever keeps anything a secret is if it's true and it's the truth, well, we get attacked or murdered for speaking the truth, because nobody likes the truth. Everybody likes their illusions, especially when the truth shows shame or guilt. So, as we say in Hawaii, no shame, which basically means don't be shy. Well, I figure I'll play a track for you and we'll get this going. And why not just directly?
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see your practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I love that. That is so dope. That would be called hyphy. And that was created by the ancient Anubis doggy. JK on the track at jkonthetrack.com. This is not an advertisement. That's just my homie. And I got a lot of love for him because he makes the most coolest beats. And I don't get it. He's from the East Coast. Or, well, I think he is. I mean, he lives over there. And, yeah, but in any case, yeah, that's a West Coast style beat, and a lot of people claim that the style is dead. It's the hyphy movement. Hyphy. What a funny term, yeah. But I like to say that no, it's not dead. Hyphy was really different than a lot of rap because you included a little bit of kind of singing into the rap itself, a little bit, and it's interesting. It's different. It's very well. When people hear it, it's hard to comprehend. I guess if you're not from or never heard it before, not from the Bay or never heard it before, but for me, I just thought it was what rap was when I moved here because I was from Hawaii. The only thing I knew about rap before that was Eminem, really. That's pretty much it. And like Linkin Park. Yeah, Linkin Park, right? I mean, dude raps in it, right? Yeah. In any case, this show and this episode is about the blame game. Ye who smelt it dealt it, which is projection. And we do have projection all the freaking time. If you didn't catch me before and you're just catching in right now, this show is explicit, I swear, like a sailor. And in fact, in a psychic reading that I got, I was told that I was a sailor. Not so much a sailor, but an admiral. Lysander, the Spartan. Yeah. That was before Leonidas, and he seems, by the historical record, to have had a very similar life like mine. Karmically, I mean. So it does make sense. And it fits. Have you ever had a psychic reading? Have you ever gone to a psychic? I highly suggest it. There's no reason to be scared or anything. I mean, in fact, the fear itself is the only really ridiculous thing to ever, worry about. So, I mean, in facing our fears, we get over them, right? I guess there would be, the only thing that I would say would be that as the factor, is that in the Bible it said that to not go to psychics or astrologers. Now, he did not say do not be a psychic or do not do astrology. He said do not go to them. You see, it's very obvious in here because if you're going to one, generally it's out of a place of fear and lack of faith. That would be lack of faith in the universe, lack of faith in God, right? Now, not always entirely, of course, but back then I'm sure that was a primal thing, right? Excuse me while I let Mr. Tyler Durden out. Who is my cat? And cats, they love to not make up their mind when it comes to going in or out of doors, and that would be a Hells Angels dude who was my neighbor. I live in the ghettos. I sure do. You ever got pulled over by a cop and asked for your license, and then had them look at your license and say, "Oh, you live over there." You ever had that happen to you? Yeah, that's happened to me so many times. It's ridiculous. And then they search me all every time. I mean, it's been years since I've even had to deal with cops at all, but that's how it used to be. And a lot too. Actually, one time I got pulled over 7 times in one day. And it was all for different reasons. Of course, I didn't get any tickets or anything. I walked, or not walked, but one of the times I walked, which was in the morning because we were drinking. And yeah, we walked away, yeah. But in any sense, yeah, no, I've actually got a clean driving record. Right, at 32. How's that? A clean driving record. Nobody's got a clean driving record. I got a clean driving record. That's insane. That's so bad. You know what that means? That means people are less attentive than I am. That's like I like to be able to look at yourself as like the bar and then see like, oh my god, people are bad drivers. Yeah, but this is not blame, as blame does not get listened to, of course, right? Only the most humble people and authentic will listen to blame, realize their faults, feel the sorrow, apologize, and grow from it, right? And that's a very alien concept, I know. And but I just propose, we do that and we're good. If we just all did that, like constantly, through all of our shit, we would be so good. We'd be good as gold. Right, so if you've never caught it before, I've got a documentary on this topic. Well, kind of on this topic, the whole blame game thing. I talk about it a good amount because it's very much integrated into the theme of my documentary, which is called True Emotions. And it just got done with one of the film festivals that I had entered it to. It did not win, but it won entry. So that means that it had already gone through, I think, 2 stages of judges and stuff, which is cool. I was happy just to be a part. Like, I was really, really, really proud. Not proud in like a pompous way, but appreciative, you know? A lot of people didn't give a flying fuck about my film, and then I thought back to a old story that I had heard before. Um, the story of the kid with the stone, if you've ever heard of that. Well, that's another time. Another time I'll tell that. That's a long story. But let's go on to these really hard stuff, blame game. Are you in a relationship right now? Or are you just getting out of one? Or maybe you're looking to get into one. Or maybe you've had some bad experiences and you're straight off the whole thing and don't even want to think about relationships. All of the above is fine. It's all good and dandy. And I can empathize with every angle of that. So, no worries there. And really, for myself, I try not to chase after dreams. I look at practicality nowadays, and I take action and the steps to move forward on it. But dreams are by default, you can't really grasp a dream. You can't really hold a dream. You can have a dream, but that dream is going to be forever changing. And it's really bad to put your footing in your dream, I want to say. Because then it's basically making expectations. And expectations, as we know, are just generally setting ourselves up. And then we end up blaming people for not meeting our expectations of our reality in our world. And because it hurts, it does suck, right? Now, here's the thing about the truth. And this is a very grown-up talk right here. The truth hurts people to learn. It hurts people to learn. The truth either is straight up ignored, in denial, or the truth is uh, vaguely listened to or barely listened to. You know, kind of like as the ego chatters in our minds, over talking to what we're listening to, even though we're silent. And the exterior realm of our bodies inside, we're a little bit more chattery. So there's that. Or we face it and it kind of sucks. It hurts. It can make us cry a lot of times because we see that in our lack of empathy. We could have done something, or we could have done things different, or we could have not done certain things a certain way. Because in all the essence of it, we see that we're intertwined in it. Everything around us, everybody around us. We see that we're interconnected, and that they are a part of our lives, and we are a part of theirs. And the choices that we make a difference. Or the lack of choices that we make. Those make a difference too. It's still a choice. So it really comes down to, do we look to see? Or do we look to turn away? When they say that the answers are within.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive number 1, number 2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is true. It does help to have a sense of things around you, though, of your life. And of course, we all have different perspectives. I made a short film about that too. I called it, what did I call it? I think I called it Everybody Has a Superpower. And I did this back in Australia, actually, when I was traveling it. And the way I put it was that we all have superpowers. Very, very unique superpowers. Each of us has a very unique superpower, and that's our perspective. Because our perspective is everything. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody. People can empathize, and they can come close. But your exact life, and your exact experience, and your exact perspective is yours. Only you can know the things that you know as it is to you. And only you can see the way that you see as you do. So then it comes down to, what will you do about it? What are we going to do about it? Now, let's put it at 50-50, because I should not, generalize way too much overboard. So if we just do a 50-50, right? 50% of us just are stuck in the blame game. Just blame others. Claim it's all them and not us. And the other 50% believe that it's all them. It's all, their own individual self's fault in a thing, Of course, you could juggle that all day if you want. Actually, you know what? Let's change it up. About 49% and 49%. Now 2% are in the middle. And that 2%, they see that it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about stopping the cycle. You see that as we blame in our society, you can look at it, right? Look at our legal system. As we punish criminals. We teach them to be more criminal. And we label them as criminals so that way they get imprinted with the psychological default of being a criminal. I bet you that even hits as far as the soul. Horrible thing to do. Horrible. I think that it's very counterproductive, and in fact it's asking for more of it, which is probably why crime rates go up and probably why a lot of crazy illegal stuff happens. You know, the other day in Gilroy, 2 guys went up and shot a bunch of people. Let's say a prayer. Dear Lord, please be with the victims of the Gilroy assault. Send your angels to watch over and guide them. Heal them. Shield their hearts. Bless them with love and kindness. And to the murderers, dear Lord, send your angels to them too. Guide them to the light. Teach them to have grace. Teach them to forgive. Amen. It's a very important thing to remember, to practice forgiveness. As we practice it, we humble ourselves to see through our own bullshit and our own blame game scenario until it's no more. It's a practice, an exercise. And it should be exercised a lot. Because as we look at it, a person that does not forgive is a black hole, is a pit of doom, is a basically invitation to hell. A person that does not forgive does not look at themselves to feel shame. That's evil. That's evil. And just as I like to say, I don't really believe in evil as the essence that we state it as. I believe evil as obtuse or stupidity. It is. Because as we do any evil action, it comes from a place of fear or denial of the fear even, or socially integrated regurgitating ideologies, brainwashed into us, false rules that we think govern things, like the whole I am your mirror thing without anybody taking responsibility for having free will. That's just a bad idea. I mean, from my perspective, I don't know about anybody else, but to me it's obvious. That's a horrible idea, because all that you can have is blame then at that point, and that's kind of, nobody takes responsibility. If people just look at each other as mirrors. Now, it's true that we do reflect each other, right? Now, that does not mean you are a inanimate object with no soul, or does it? Realize your claim. Realize your claim. Recognize what you're saying when you take these claims, because they have huge, huge impacts on all of your actions and the way that others can even act to you, or the dramas too, the dramas that go around in your life. I try to stay away from all that because I got a bad habit of explaining things to a fine point, which is actually, to me, it should be a virtue, but if nobody values that and everybody's just trying to be right because they want to be right, because they think that makes their person more virtuous or valuable, or I don't know. It makes their ego feel better because they're the right person. Well, then they forego and sacrifice logic, really. But in our hopes towards anything that's harmony, and our hopes towards even being authentic about love or harmony or wanting those for ourselves, if we're going to be authentic, then we have to say, oh, okay, then I should aim towards taking responsibility over blaming as a natural thing. Aim towards having faith over having lack of faith in people and friends and stuff. And we all fail. I failed that a bunch of times, yeah. But, also I learned other values too, like the opposite spectrum, which is sometimes people just want to hurt people. I mean, of course, there's a deeper rooted psychology to it. But when it comes down to it, the action is a little bit stronger than the philosophy, right? So what we do is we try not to blame. We try to forgive. Jesus taught the way. And I like to say, it doesn't even matter if it was a comic book. Literally, and I swear, I'm a minister, I'm a thug-ass minister who swears, and I'm going to say it like this, I do not give a fuck if you or anybody else believes that any of that happened in the Bible. Because you can look at it, and if you actually read the thing, then you can still learn the values. Just the same way as you could learn values from watching Naruto or Pokemon or a good movie. The elemental truths, the emotional truths, the virtues and the values within those speak to us. They invoke the emotion, the response, the passions, the drives. We refer to movies all the time in our language, in our daily language to other people. Right? And we refer to them in sense of remembering virtues, values, moments. And at that point, it is very much an experience. So the thing is that in the story of the crucifixion, I don't care whether you believe in the existence or not, that's not the point. And the Christians that are only about the belief and fighting for the belief that it happened, they're totally overlooking the main point. It's that Jesus showed that it is hard to be blamed and give back love. That is strength. That is power. That is a miracle. And that is a miracle that you and I can do. It's a miracle that I've done. And I'm not boasting, but I am trying to have a standard here. I think that people should have a standard. And the standard should be a little bit higher than what we're at right now. We look at everything as though it can only be the negative, or it's at least 80% the negative. And as you do that, you give yourself the excuse to be that. Obviously. We go around saying, oh, well, everybody else would do this, so I will do it too. Well, fuck that shit. Be above the grain. It's not hard. It's really not hard. In fact, it's more comfortable. Of course, not when you're being attacked by everybody. Not if you're the dude who's not saluting Hitler. Right? You ever seen that picture? The guy that was not saluting Hitler during one of the rallies? Like, he's just got his arms crossed and he's looking like squinty-eyed. Like, that's balls. That's character. Now, I don't know where you're at listening to this from. I don't know, your ideologies, whatever. It's not my place to say that, whatever. I don't care. Right? That's not the point. The point is that have the balls to not be a sheeple. Don't be part of the sheeple. how are you gonna have identity? I mean, how are you gonna not have identity? Like being a sheeple, you look to everybody for validation, or is this correct, or is that okay, or am I gonna be okay if I do this or that or this? I mean, that's like, if anything, that's a really bad mixture for what is that scientific one? The monkey ladder experiment. If you've never heard of it, look it up. That would take a whole show to explain to you. But yeah, there's a couple YouTube videos on that. I did a couple articles on that on Medium under emotions. Yeah, medium.com/emotions. In any sense, yeah, people, we forget what a rule is even for, like the main reason for it, and it becomes some really, really lame, like, just thing where everybody's attacking a person or somebody, and they don't even know why. They just do it because that's the way it is. So stupid. It's really dumb, and it's lacking of having individuality. Because as an individual, you should be able to perceive any instance. You should be able to perceive what's going on logically, right? And take the decision for yourself responsibly. Now, of course, responsibly is subjective, right? It's dependent, and there's always, of course, a lot of politics around that, right? Of course, naturally, because we live with cyclical values, with zodiac signs. Zodiac signs are a perfect metaphor for, or not even a metaphor. It's literally the symbolic elements, right? The psychological symbolic elements. So, in view of that, oh shit! Sorry, I fucking left my phone vibration on. Let me turn it off. I'm getting messages. Right. So, anyways, the point is, in our authenticity, we find that we cannot be a sheeple, because then we would just be mirroring and mimicking and really not having a soul, right? We wouldn't be practicing our free will at all. We would be tiptoeing, trying to stay in line, and anxiously looking about to measure our movements with each other's, which is a lot like if you've ever had a dance class before, and a large dance class in a dance studio, right? And you're like, they start doing a dance that you don't know, and you're trying to fit in. Imagine that, but it's everybody. And yeah, and it's really obnoxious. So it's chaotic. And it's important to have individuality. It's important to take responsibility for yourself. And in fact, practice taking responsibility for others. Even if you can't do it fully all the way, just practice it, Now, of course, if you're a parent, then you're already doing that. And I congratulate you somewhat. Now, I mean, it's not an automatic thing. Just because you're a parent does not mean that you are a good parent. I'm sorry. It's true. Just because you are a parent does not mean that you really took responsibility for them. I mean, sure, you might have fed them and did your best. And we all try to do our best. That's what I believe. We do our best we can. Ish. I try to believe it, but, I could see within myself that there was a long time of my life where I did not try at all at anything, to be honest. That's why I have no excuses anymore for myself, because I gave too much excuses. It was hard. It was hard coming to terms with realizing myself. I love you, Mom. Well, yeah, that's neither here nor there, and I hope you had a good episode. I know I do talk about some very intense stuff, huh? Yeah, I know. But you did good if you made it all the way to this part. And I'm very proud of you. Because, well, these kind of subjects are basically almost always immediately blocked off by the ego's cognitive dissonance. And speaking about that, well, let's play a little song. Pretty much covering a lot of the stuff that I just said. Cheers. I already done said it. Look, don't trip, okay? I'll tell you once more, okay? Baby steps. I said it twice before, still gotta say it again. Verbal word, bang for a buck, I work for my rent. Some people talk a lot, but does it even make sense? I tell my homies that I'm gamble now. I only invest, no joke, I fuck with only the best. Honor, respect. Jealous of your mentor when you still baby step. That baby step and baby step it. Man, I be preaching the word. Silicon Valley, so they call me a nerd. But David Sagittarius, so I teach what you learn. And I'm here with Phoenix style, so I chill when I burn. Baby, repeat me like bird. Don't try to bite what ain't earned. You better say what you heard. My copyright, see the perm. Spit bars so hard, you don't even wanna hear it. Cognitive dissonance, tripping providence, constant visit. Compliment the dance, but damn, where did you get it? Spirit about it, I guess the Holy Ghost with it. That's the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost. You know? The bass be alone, guess I'm waking him up. Proof is in the pudding and my belly be stuffed. You think Mercury retrograde even give a fuck? Mercury retrograde don't give a motherfuck. Trippin'. Hella trippin'. Crazy. Preaching the word. I be preaching the word. Silicon Valley and they call me a nerd. Midhaven Sagittarius, so I teach what you learn. And I'm heated Phoenix style, so I chill when I burn. Baby, repeat me like bird. Don't try to bite what ain't earned. You better say what you heard. Bet. Cognitive dissonance, fishing compliments, mission is finished. Every goddamn duck face mimic. To my double vision. Trippin'. I swipe right on all them bitches, okay? Look, it's nothing new, it's nothing special. I mean, when it's monkey see, monkey do, hey, what's the difference if I swipe right on all of them? What's the difference? Shout out, everybody. Much love. Shout out to the Bay Area. Yayyy! Shout out to Mac Dre. Rest in peace. Shout out to Jesus Christ, actually. Shout out to everybody, to their soul and their hearts. Maybe we all wake up. And may we all find peace.